So guys, I switched and I am live now on my phone. So hopefully I can see you guys, okay? But as I was saying, the calendula and the marigold. So when you look into your book, and this is simply because I want everybody to be safe when we're using these different items. Let's go to page 117. Okay, so if I go to page 117 in the book, it's talking about marigolds, which are Calendula officinalis, and it's a popular garden plant with orange or yellow flowers. We know that you can get marigolds of all different types. Do not confuse it with the French and the African marigolds, which is the, as you can see here, the tagetes. So that one, hey GT. So I'm on here right now just kind of talking to everybody about toxic and non-toxic plants, toxic and non-toxic flowers. I was going to do a video, but I just wanted to come on and do a quick live, just letting everybody know to be mindful that when you're planting certain things in your garden, you do not want to be consuming everything, because there are certain forms of plants that are toxic and certain ones that are non-toxic, and that is when it comes to the marigolds. So calendula and marigold, they are in, hey Maisha Nicole, they're in the same family. So the calendula and the marigold are in the same family. The calendula is non-toxic, wherein, hey Broke Farmer, where the marigold, the tagetes version of the marigold, hey Cassandra, South Fulton Garden, that one, the French and the African marigolds. So it's great to grow these in your garden for pest pressure, but do not consume these, okay guys, because they are toxic to you. But the regular calendula is not. The next one we're going to talk about is your hibiscus flowers. A lot of us grow hibiscus. We grow it for, thank you so much, GT. We grow hibiscus to make tea. We grow them because the flowers are just big and beautiful. But what I need you to remember, not all hibiscus flowers are edible. There are two versions that are edible. The Jamaican sorrel, which we know that we all talk about all the time. And then there is the cranberry hibiscus. If you have ever watched the New Orleans Gardener and many others in our community, we all grow the Jamaican sorrel. And then you have Nikki, the OCDist chick. She grows the big, beautiful, lush cranberry hibiscus. Those are the only two forms of the hibiscus that are edible. So really, really be mindful of that, guys. A lot of us are beginning to have these edible kitchen gardens. We are having our herb gardens, and we're making all these different tinctures and everything. And I just want everybody to be safe. A few years ago, the New Orleans Garden talked to us about the angel trumpet. Angel trumpets are absolutely gorgeous, but they are poisonous. So you have to be mindful of those as well. And then when you are taking different medications, you have to be mindful of the items that you consume as well. So I started some plants the other day. And you guys, what plants are you all starting? I started about 4 different pumpkin varieties. I started so many different sunflower seeds, and I started them in this right here. So I started them in that simply because, thank you, Broke Farmer. Have a great rest of your day at work. I started them in that because it's just so hot outside. Hey, tomorrow. Thank you for joining the live. We're in here just talking about the healing remedies, talking about toxic and non-toxic flowers, different items that we grow in our garden. So another item that I wanted to discuss was, We're going to talk about mullein. And thank you, Analytic Garden. Thank you for dropping by. So I wanted to talk about, we're going to talk about mullein, and we're going to talk about yarrow as well. So the first one is the mullein. So if you can see, I'm going to turn here so that you can see, if you can see that. I want you to be able to see the regular mullein that I am growing out here. It is huge. I don't know if you guys can see that with the yellow flowers. So that is the actual common mullein that almost everybody grows. And then the one that I'm also going to plant is going to be the Violetta mullein. But mullein is very good as compost, but it also has a few other benefits as well. It in the book it tells you that it is a beautiful wildflower with a tall, thick spike, as you can see, with the yellow flowers, and you can use the leaves and the flowers. The mullein is a great emollient and an astringent, and is good for lung complaints and diarrhea. Mullein back in the day was also known as Bullock's lungwort because it cured cattle's lung disease. So mullein is really, really good for you. Again, this is the new variety that I'm going to be growing, and it's going to produce, I'm going to walk you over to my mullein. It's going to produce the purple flowers. Y'all, it is really, really, really hot today. We were out doing yard work, and then we kind of took a break. But this is the common mullein that most gardeners are growing right now with the yellow flowers. As you can see, this one is very, very large. And the stalk is very, very thick. And even if I were to pull some of these older leaves off, there are new leaves growing in the center. And all of these will end up being seeds. And I'll be able to plant in different areas of the garden. Hey, Psalms 146. So your mullein didn't survive. So I have mine in a shady area. Thanks for coming in. I have my mullein in my kitchen garden, as you can see, along the side portion of my patio. And it seems to be a good portion for it, a good place for it. I leave it out. I don't really cover anything for the winter. This is the only year that I will say that I just purchased 2 more lemon trees. Guys, let me tell you something about me and citrus. Broke Farmer is the king of citrus here in Georgia, and he is doing the dang thing. But for me, it's just not working out. Cassandra, let me know if you have any citrus in your garden or in your food forest, and is it working out for you? Because I have killed so many citrus plants. My mullein came back too, GT. I just want to try this new seed. You know how sometimes we can't help ourselves. We get a new seed, or we see a new seed on Baker Creek, and we got to go for it. But the other one that I want to talk about before I get off of here is pearl yarrow. So looking in our book, yarrow is a common wild plant with feathery leaves and white or pink flowers, often found on lawns. In Greek myth, Achilles is said to have been used by Achilles to treat his army wounds. So that is very interesting. Yarrow can be a diaphoretic, anti-inflammatory, antiseptic, a styptic, and a gentle bitter tonic. The only caution is avoid large doses in pregnancy. Small amounts are safe, but if in doubt, always consult a professional. And some people may have allergic reaction. GT, now you know we love seeds. Oh, and for everybody, Remember, In My Garden has seeds on sale right now for $1.50. Once you get to your checkout, that's where you'll see that the seeds are on sale. But guys, yes, so that's what I wanted to kind of drop in and talk to you guys about toxic versus non-toxic plants. And we have to be safe out here in our gardens, and that's the same thing for when we are making our sun tea. So I have my large mason jar right here, and this is what I'm going to be making my sun tea out of. We know that right now Back to Our Roots is having the sun tea challenge. So I'm going to come over here to my mint bed. I'm going to pull some mint from there. And then in my kitchen garden, I'm going to pull some of this lemon thyme. I wish you guys could smell this. I'm going to pull some lemon thyme, and I have about 5 different types of mint over here. Chocolate mint, strawberry mint, banana mint. And that is what I'm going to be placing in my jar to make my sun tea. But guys, this time of the season, begin to check your, hey G Mama, hey the Educated Natural. We are just about to skate up out of here, but I was going through one of my books called The Healing Remedies, and I really wanted to share a few things with everybody in the garden community. And the easiest way for me to do it is actually to do a live. So I know it is very surprising that I'm out here. So Cassandra, you say you have a Meyer lemon, a Kalamondin, and a Miwa kumquat, and you've lost several citrus. So I have two. I have 2 different orange trees, and this is my last year for them. So I've had them for 3 years, and if they don't do something, I put them in the ground. But if they decide that they're not going to do anything, believe me, I can always use that space for something else. As Calvin the So Good Gardener would always say, you know, they will get their eviction papers, and I will have to put them out. GT, that lemon thyme is very good, and it roots very, very easy. Hey Bougie Pepper, thank you for coming in, girly. You are going to have to watch the replay, because this is right up your alley, knowing about those different plants and what is toxic and what is not. But GT, I planted a whole bunch of lemon thyme, the hostas, and the mint on the side of my back porch simply for the scent, because it will repel mosquitoes. You know, mosquitoes cannot stand really the smell of lemon, and they cannot stand the smell of mint. So on my back porch, I have no problem with mosquitoes, simply because I have all of that planted right there. Now gnats, on the other hand, they just disrespectful. There is nothing that you can put out that a gnat gonna be like, you know what, I don't really like that. So it is what it is. But before I jump up out of here, I'm going to show you guys the book one more time. And then I also want to show you again what I dropped in here. So just the other day, like I said, I dropped, G Mama, they are very disrespectful. You can see where the pumpkins, so this area over here is all the squash, and then this area over here is all the flowers. And then I'm going to start here, and I'm going to be putting more flowers. So what I'm going to be placing there is going to be, yes, GT, get more lemon thyme, and I do make tea with it. That's what I'm going to be making my sun tea with, and I've put it in so many different things. But I always mix the lemon thyme with the mint. But I'm going to be dropping the pearl yarrow, chocolate cherry sunflowers, rutabagas, dwarf moringa. I'm actually going to put this in a pot. And then if you guys have ever heard of agastache, so I grow this every single year. It looks like lavender, but it smells absolutely amazing and is gorgeous. So I'm late on growing that, but I'm going to grow that this year. And then I'm going to drop some more amaranth. Right now in my garden, I have amaranth growing. And if you do not know, amaranth is great to grow right next to your cucumbers because the bugs that like your cucumbers actually like amaranth more. But yes, G Mama, dwarf moringa. I had to have it. I know that almost everybody in our garden community is growing moringa. But when I went on Baker Creek and I saw dwarf moringa, GT, G Mama, we gotta do it. So it's supposed to sprout in 14 to 21 days. The ideal temp is 80 to 90. It's not frost hardy. It is perennial, often grown as an annual. A very special dwarf moringa variety from India, well suited for a container garden and prized for high protein leaves. It wants you to pre-soak the seeds in very warm water 2 to 3 days, rinsing often. Sow in pots or outdoors in warm soil, and it will sprout promptly and blooms within 8 months. Overwinter container plants in frost-free conditions. So that is what I will do. I am going to soak these seeds and get ready to grow. Cassandra, you said you found that if you plant amaranth with squash, it helps. Okay, so I am gonna do that as well. I never knew that, but I knew that planting them near my cucumbers worked very well. So that is what I'm going to have to do. Thank you, Analytic Garden. We actually are about to get out of here. I just wanted to bring you guys along and check out some of the things that I was planting, letting you know what was toxic and what was non-toxic, making sure that we are out here staying healthy in the garden. But yes, so GT, how did these work out for you? Because me and G Mama about to get it in. But I have about 4 different types of the amaranth. So I am going to be placing that into the garden. But guys, that is all for now. I want to tell y'all how much I absolutely appreciate y'all for coming this little few minutes to talk to me, to chat with me. And what I want to challenge you guys today is in the comment section, if you find a plant that is toxic, one that may be being grown in a lot of our gardens, please drop it in the comment section because I want to keep our community healthy. A lot of times we come on here. Thank you, G Mama. A lot of times we come on and we talk about all the things, all the seeds, all the flowers and everything that we're going to drop. But a lot of people don't realize that some of those items are toxic to us. So for me, I take a medication that pokeweed, yes. And some people say, oh, Psalms 146, oh, I know how to cook it and all that. I'm just going to stay away from it. And I grew up with that. But, you know, we just have to be mindful because, again, I bought a flower seed from Baker Creek that I thought was absolutely gorgeous. And then when I began to read the back of it, I realized even to the touch, it was toxic. And I have kids in my garden all the time. I have dogs. So I have to be mindful of that. I don't want anyone coming into my garden and getting sick. So, guys, thank you again. And as always, get up, get out, and grow something and have faith in our food. And I will see y'all again on the next live because your girl gonna do another live. Probably next Monday at 12 o'clock. But I will be back to do another short live. Thank you. And again, please in the comment section, if you know any flowers or anything that is common that a lot of us are growing and you find it to be toxic, drop it in those comments. All right, guys, I'll see y'all later.